What's going on, everybody? Hope you're all having a great day. Thanks for joining us today. It's a fun little night slate. We're going to try and get different off of the Cardinals chalk. As we know, it's going to be pretty crazy. We have a little bit of weather concern, so we're going to get out of here at 6:20 Eastern time. But I'm going to run through what I'm doing, pop in your questions, say hello. Always good to see you guys in here. And let's make some money tonight. So let's get into it. All right. It's going to be hard for me to fade Verlander. I'll tell you that right now. I'm going to have... He's my highest owned pitcher. I love Alcantara as well as playing them together. I think is so easy to do if you want to go that route. Berrios, assuming that game is going to play, I think he's fine. I'm trying to decide what I want to do with Pivetta and Savale. Those are my main things. But it's going to be Verlander, Alcantara for me, primarily with some Berrios, and then I'm trying to figure out the Pivetta, Savale, and I might even throw one mad bum lineup in. Don't feel great about it. All right, let's talk about stacks. I like the Dodgers. I like the White Sox. I like the Rockies. And I'm going to be only mini stacking St. Louis. I'm not going for the full all-out stack for them at all, basically. And if I was to do it, I would three-man stack Miami on the other side. I think that, obviously Syndergaard is in play because I didn't mention that. But I love the idea of playing some Miami and, trying to attack Syndergaard, who gives up some hard contact and you can run all over him. So I kind of like the idea of doing that. I don't think that people are going that route. Everyone wants to play Pasquantino or Albert at first base as the spend down or Chavis. I like the idea of using Garrett Cooper and to get the power upside against Syndergaard. So that's what I'm going to be doing some of. I will play some Chavis as well. And I really like Toronto, but I'm worried about that game in general. So I'm just going to have to see what Roth says on that one. And shout out to Roth. He's the best in the biz. So we're going to be looking for that. Positions. My highest owned catchers are Kirk, Will Smith, and Yadi Molina. I do have some Elias Diaz as well. I actually think Elias Diaz is a really strong play. Abreu, Chavis, as I mentioned, Cooper, Freeman, and Guerrero are my first baseman. Second base, Harrison for the White Sox leading off today. I do like the White Sox a bit. Love Brendan Rodgers, and I love Jose Altuve. I didn't mention Houston. I do like Houston, but I'm finding more mini stacks of Houston because of the pricing, and I'm trying to find a way to do it. I guess I could do it with St. Louis, but I don't think you're getting enough off the board, in my opinion. Third base, Arenado, Montero for Colorado, Muncy, and Chapman. Shortstop, DeYoung, Turner, Dubon, and Joey Wendell. Outfield, Luis Robert and Vaughn and Jimenez. I like all those guys in the White Sox stacks. I think Acuna is the best play as a one-off or part of a Brave stack. I'm not stacking the Braves today, so I'm hoping that doesn't come back to bite me. I'm a little nervous about it. Blackman and Grichuk on the Colorado side. Going to play some Bellinger with Betts as well in my Dodger stacks, and Kyle Tucker is my favorite of the Houston just for the price. I also have some of the JJ Bleday value. That is essentially what my lineups look like. You guys saw my early look at my lineups, and they really haven't changed all that much except for a few of the things I just added. What's up to Jim Steele, to DFS Chan, to Banks, to Kenny Graham, to KTW, to Rich B. Let's see, any love for Newman? So Newman, the problem with that is like you're playing Newman for stolen bases, right? And I did have some of him, but I just found a way to move my way up to Josh Harrison instead. It's going to be hard for him to steal off of Bumgarner, and Newman just has absolutely zero power upside. So I think if you're playing a little mini Pittsburgh stack, it's fine, but it's probably worth noting that Kevin Newman hasn't hit a home run in like 300, no, more than that. Like, I don't know how many at-bats it's been since he's had a home run. So I just don't see any upside for it. Definitely not trying to get to him. If you end up there, don't like it, but it's whatever. Fire on in any questions, any thoughts. I am not playing on FanDuel today, but I'm welcome to talk about it. I didn't like the tournament selection. I was too late for the ones that I actually kind of did like, so I'm not really playing it. And so I think that, you're going to get the low-owned Dodgers, the low-owned, and you can use the Rockies and the Cardinals around these guys. You know what I mean? The Dodgers, the Rockies. I think the Rockies end up lower-owned. Obviously, the Blue Jays. Houston to some extent, and then that little mini stack for Miami keeps tempting me. I could see winning. And I feel like I'm going to win tonight. I have a lot of good numbers in the air, a lot of good stuff happening today. So I feel like it's going to be a good night for yours truly, and hopefully we can pass it on as well. It's really frustrating because I'm having trouble getting up to Tucker in a lot of these lineups, and I would really like to get not Tucker to Alvarez. He would be my preferred guy to get up to, but I just he doesn't fit in my stacks quite right. I just can't quite get the right mix with him. So I might try to do that once we get off, and I'm going to see what happens with the weather. So Rich B, thanks for dropping that in. Always appreciate it, bud. Looks like a late start for Baltimore and Toronto. That we'll see if it's good or bad. I am not a weatherman, but I'm going to guess that's probably a reasonable sign because I'm going to take a quick look at the Toronto situation. And it does seem to get a little bit better as the night goes. Still a lot of concern there for me. So I might have to pivot off of that stack. And the Dodgers one scares me because like Sonny Gray is a good actual pitcher. But if you just put anybody against the Dodgers, they're by far the best team in baseball. I don't think it's particularly close. And I don't really know, what else to say. There's just a lot of, 1 through 9, they are so strong. Even getting them right means like if I play them, it means I have to play like multiple stacks of them because I want to play everybody in the lineup. The one who I'm easiest to fade is Justin Turner. But at the same time, even that, it could be the home run and 2 double night for Justin Turner, and then you just feel like an idiot if you don't play that. So that's where I'm at. I don't mind if you want to get to some Pittsburgh bats, but I don't want to try and make this harder than it has to be. There's a lot of good, reasonable stacks, and I don't want to overly focus on them. The ones I'm not getting to: Atlanta, Cleveland, Miami. I'm sorry, Miami. I am the mini stack, not the full stack. Atlanta, Cleveland and less Houston than I originally thought I was going to have. Those are the ones that I would go with next. But I do think getting a little bit of action from Pittsburgh, for me, it would be, you do the easy thing. You play the Chavis and Brian Reynolds probably would be the 2 guys I would focus on. If you want to fit in Newman because he just fits, that's okay. But I'd rather go with Brian Hayes. And even Ben Gamble, if they're going to play him in the lefty, no pinch hit risk. And Bumgarner can give it up to both sides. So we know that about him. And really, really tough slate to try to play. But like there's so much I like to get different that I think you can just take your pick of which ways to go. One thing that is worth noting about Gamble, I don't really like that as much because this guy hasn't hit a home run in, I believe, his last 120 at bats against left-handed pitching. But it doesn't mean if you're playing the Pittsburgh 4-man or 3-man, maybe you're betting on Bumgarner getting knocked out early and then he gets to face some righties. I don't know. I keep saying the Indians, and my bad. It's going to take me a little while on some of these teams. The Guardians are completely legitimate, an excellent stack. I have no problem with it. I personally didn't get there because I prefer the other stacks. But if that Baltimore game doesn't go, that would be the stack I would pivot over to, or I would just get more exposure to my White Sox, to my Rockies, to my Dodgers, and to my basically those are the 3, and I guess some Astros. So I have them just a little bit off, but I think they are completely legitimate. If I was playing 150 tonight, Cleveland would at least be 10% of them, but I'm not playing 150 tonight. So I'm not going to get into it, but I absolutely think it's a very, very viable option there. Mo, we did it earlier, but going to give a shout out to Rhodey. One thing I really like about what we're doing here is that, again, it's on me. It's my turn now, right? Because everybody's like Rhodey gets second in the monster tournament with 3 entries last night. Sheets wins 100K on Sunday with 1 entry. It's my turn. It's time to keep the True DFS theme going, or one of you guys can take it down as well. Just make sure to try to find a way to get different. It is a smaller slate. And I think that it's something we could, really just fading most of the chalk from St. Louis. I still overall prefer Colorado to St. Louis. And I think that some sharp people are going to get onto that a little bit more. But that's the name of the game, is to not overly play St. Louis, but definitely use them as pieces, because you can't deny the value of DeYoung, Pujols to some extent. I wouldn't even include Nootbaar because I would only want him in like a full stack, and I don't want a full stack of team that everybody's double-digit owned on a 9-game slate. So Molina is the more obvious one for me, just because he's cheap. He's a catcher, and as much as he's been horrible this year, it is Coors Field, and he is a guy who could get a boost there. Yeah, Judges hit a home run. That's good for well. That would be good for my early slate lineups. I don't even think. Oh, look, yeah. Now I'm actually nearly profitable. I missed a little bit on some stuff earlier today. Really frustrated with my I was trying to play. I had initially in my lineup Brandon Crawford, and I was too late after he was announced not in to switch over to Yu Chang, which was my preferred one. I ended up with Dylan Moore instead. Didn't work out yet. Too bad, Rich. Sorry about that. Hopefully we can get it back for you tonight. What do you guys like? What are you guys doing? What else is happening on your Thursday night? We got football coming up soon. I'm excited about that. We got golf tomorrow. All my golf, my ownership, my early builds I posted in the Discord chat. Wanted to do a little free one today, and I also wanted to look. I'm going high variance for my golf. That's what I always do, especially when everybody is capable of making the cut on this one. So it's double 6Ks as me and Sheets talked about. And it's double 10Ks for me in the payups for golf. But also I did highlight my favorite plays on SaberSim through TrueDFS. If you guys have the subscription, and I have my core in there, which it's been the thing is I've done incredibly well at the golf when everybody's playing. When everybody hasn't been, which is weird because I'm always finding the weird guys who are like the next thing. But I can't seem to get it right. And I've just had some really bad losing weeks. I think I had like 12 straight winning weeks in golf. And I'm now on like 5 straight or 4 straight lose. Oh, no. One of them I broke even. So but we're basically just getting crushed lately in golf. And I'm excited to have everybody back for this one. So going to get some stuff going on there. Rich is at the daughters cheer practice. Hey, we've all been there, man. Got the kids. You got to do the dad business. Of course, man, happy to live stream, happy to try and help you out. And, we're going to try and make some money. So, drop in some thoughts, drop in what you guys are thinking. And, I have about 6 more minutes before I have to go and check on the weather and finish building my lineups, but I'm happy to talk through anything. It's not like basketball where we could literally go on for like 2 hours back and forth because everybody has a million, this and that, and that, and this. It's so much. And also by far, like, look, I've probably made more money at baseball over the years because there didn't used to be the giant basketball tournaments all the time. When I first started playing, like maybe the first 4 years where there was 100K every night, and baseball did have more of that. But I think I'm pretty safe to say that basketball is by far my strongest, and it's by far the most difficult. It also takes by far the most skill. Baseball is by far the easiest and the most luck based. At the same time, the best player in the world can go months without winning. So this is a good question, Rich, about Savale. According to the team, he's good to go after one start of only 4 innings in the minor leagues. Seems fishy, doesn't it? Like doesn't quite, pass the sniff test for me. I'm a little concerned about that one, but I am going to use a little bit of them. Like, I can't believe I'm going to, but I'm just trying to get a little bit of value at my pitcher spot that's not named Syndergaard, because I think that's a highly volatile spot that everyone is sort of on. And it's really weird. Like, so Sheets has Savale as like 15% owned, which is about 3 times higher than SaberSim has him, which is really weird. Doesn't usually happen like that. And basically Sheets has, they both Sheets and SaberSim have Verlander nearing 80%. I think if you're just like playing a cash lineup today, very easy just to play Verlander with Alcantara, assuming that game is fine. So I feel very, very strange about the Savale thing. Oh, Tony, I'll tell you this. Pepio is going to be Pepiot, however we're supposed to pronounce it, is going to be an awesome pitcher. Is there any way I can get to his price right now? I don't think so. I just can't quite pull the trigger on it. To play him over, we have legitimately 2 guys who are Cy Young guys, and to try to pay Pepio at basically the same price as Alcantara, not basically exact same price, feels really, really thin. But I'm telling you, this guy's talent level is out there. He is going to be a stud. If you're playing on FanDuel, it's really weird because he's very unlikely to get the quality start, and maybe you don't need the value. But at 6,200, that's about like that's where I might want to go. I can't quite get to paying the same price for him as Alcantara. Maybe I'll throw it into the lottery just for fun. but it seems very, very shaky. Pop in anything else, guys. We've got 3 more minutes, and then we are going to finish up the stuff. But I'm ready for it. I'm ready for a big slate. I'm ready to have some stuff happen. We're going to be in Discord all night. We're going to make some money. We're going to get this crushing again. We don't have Rody. Rody, where's the Rody? Let's get it. And like and subscribe and all that stuff. Rody's awesome with that. Hopefully he's paying attention because we need to, look, Rody, isn't it like, don't you want to go back to back? I went back to back for 6 figures twice. And once was they only had it once a week, but then I did it back to back nights. And those were off of 2 and then 13 entries. And one was off of in the big one, 25 in the little lottery. And then I won it with 1 entry the next day on the 2,500. So that's it. There's Rody. Let's get it. Let's get it, buddy. Oh, St. Louis, Dimitri. So St. Louis, everybody likes St. Louis. They're the chalk. I'm not playing them as a full stack at all. I don't have 1 full St. Louis stack, and it's going to stay that way. And I like what Rody just put in Discord. You're doing 5-1-1 at 5 anything. That's right. That's the way you should be playing. Of course, correlation matters, but I'm telling you guys right now that it matters so much more on FanDuel than it does on DraftKings, unless you're just picking on a spot, which is what you could do with Colorado. But I think the way to do it to be a little bit off of everybody else is to play these Colorado guys. Play the Colorado guys who are, I just think, going to be significantly lower owned and as much as Quintana has been really good at suppressing power, which is the part that worries me the most, he didn't pitch in Colorado, and Freeland does. And I just want to remind everybody, we've seen this from Freeland is not, I'm not saying he's really good or anything like that, but he is significantly better than he gets credit for. He hasn't given up more. And it sounds crazy to say this because 6 runs is a lot to give up. He gave up 6 runs in 1 start this year. He's given up 5 a couple times, given up 4 a couple times. A lot of 2s and 1s out there. Only multi-home runs in 1 game of the season. So to just 5-man stack St. Louis just feels bad as a strategic, especially at their ownership. Now, if they were going to be for any reason low owned here and they didn't have a 7 million run total, then I would be all over it, of course. But you can't play that and expect to win. In my opinion, unless you do it with Miami. That's the one way I would fully stack St. Louis is if you play a 3-man Miami stack to go with it. Maybe a 3-man Pittsburgh would be the other one. All right, guys, I'm going to get out of here because it seems that the questions are drying up. Let's get it. Like and subscribe, all that stuff. We appreciate you. Check out the golf stuff we've got up there, and let's make some money. Let's get ready and finish this baseball season strong. I really want to, and get ready for football. The Indians don't play anymore, but the Guardians are a completely legitimate stack that I am not touching personally, only because I want to keep my stacks tight. I can't just. The worst thing you can do as DFS players is, like, if you're playing 10 lineups, play 10 stacks. That is a terrible way to play DFS. You're going to be a losing player in the long run. So you have to narrow it down, and you have to find different, a million different, as many different things as you can. So I no matter how many lineups I play, I generally try to stick to like 5 stacks at the most. And then I will, if I'm playing 150, then I will cycle in those other ones at some percentage in the long shot stuff. But Cleveland is I think they are a really legitimate stack. And it is a little alarming to me that I don't have them tonight. Cleveland and Atlanta are the 2 that I'm afraid of being the lowest on. So that's where I'm at. All right, guys, let's crush it. I'm going to go get some weather reports. We'll be in Discord, and good luck, everybody. Let's crush it.